my name is Jamie, and today I wanted to do a little bit of a chat about immersive technologies and why I like it so much because it's really any sort of technology like virtual reality, you have your PC, your desktop, but anything that we can use to interact and immerse ourselves into a digital environment to get a real world impact. And you probably see in front of me, I got this really cool jet engine, and you're probably thinking, well, that's just a 3D asset, like I can look at that and that. But really, it's an extension of these digital environments to take something like this and be able to have a really nice experience to help out a variety of people in this type of experience. So this is more of a collection of all these types I've done many of these over the years, but I really wanted to just show and highlight why these are valuable to do because really this model is a SolidWorks model I found on the internet, and I brought it into a modeling suite to break down and set up for this environment. So this is where these pipelines come in, because when you go out and capture a 3D asset, so it could be some CAD designer in SolidWorks makes something that looks spectacular, you're out with drones or photogrammetry capturing mesh or LiDAR, or you're getting aerial footage. What you're doing is you're getting the real world into a digital environment or that digitized process. So depending on the type of digitization, so this could be like a very high spec model that's more for your pre-rendered content into real-time environment, so we can interact in real time and pull things out. Or you can break this down even further. Actually, this one would be a good candidate to be able to host in some sort of WebGL platform, so you can actually experience what this is in a very low spec machine out in the middle of nowhere. So everyone's getting that same sort of interaction with the model. And this is where we start bringing in technology. So in Unity, like we can create a whole bunch of tools, but really they're designed to help out the person understand the model. So what I've done with this tablet is I've created an X-ray view so we can have a look inside the model as well. So you could have people come along and being able to see all the different parts and how they function. If you have a specialist on hand, because you probably got someone that's, when they look at this model, they can point something out and say, oh, that's not correct. But that's not my job, that's their job. And they're able to use these environments to really deep dive into it. So that could be with community engagement, so being able to carry across their idea, not just like a mud map on the plate or some sort of drafting. They can put that community person in an environment like this and have a conversation. They're able to see that and they're like, what's this part here? And reach out and grab it, and they can start a conversation about that. And it really does bridge the gap between some very technical, expansive idea between the subject matter expert and the community person. So they're just different ways to do it. So another way that these models can be used is a way to help academics and students. So I work a lot in education at the moment. So you use these types of models to have that sort of bridge between the student's experience and the academic. So it's supporting the academic, knowing that they can do this type of work. It's not big and scary anymore. Like, it's not a black box industry where only very specialized people that are very math orientated. A lot of the technology has become more user friendly, being able to capture something like this or being able to get it developed. And then it's that bridging of the gap. So it's like how I'm using this as a VR demonstration right now, where I'm creating a video from it and being able to use that as a way to communicate an idea. It's about enabling the academic to feel comfortable in these environments so they can have a conversation with their students, so they can really break down the asset and just being able to show the internal workings, how they go about, say, if they need to fit this onto here, how they go about breaking that down digitally, and then they can have that conversation as well. So this is more than just a 3D model that you can just go and grab things and move them all around. It really does help with that sort of expanse. And like, this is a singular object. I could walk all the way around here, like I can get right in and have a look. But the other way is looking out. So if you're doing infrastructure projects, so like buildings and such, this is a really good environment to really have a look in, like clash detection, interrogate models, being able to see site paths, being able to look down corridors and like figure out navigation in a perspective that people understand. Because when you look at something at 3D, you're seeing a whole bunch more than what is there in the model. So these are just a few different tools, and like I've done some other bits as well. So if you've got BIM information around this asset, you can pull that into the environment as well, whether that's streaming it in as like a database feed or web base and you can pull it in that way, or you can bring it internally into the asset so it becomes a single source of truth and you can explain everything within this model in a self contained package. Either way, it has its pros and cons, but really it's being able to make it contextually activate because you don't want all the data active all the time. Like you don't want the X-ray on top of all this stuff. You want to break it out so you can like really break down an asset into its core components and being able to like very specifically pull out points here. So really that was a technical demonstration, but what I wanted to show is it really isn't about the technology, it's about how we use it to communicate and connect with each other. It really does help break down complex ideas, and we can deploy that same model with 3D, we can put it on the computer, we can put it on mobile, we can use the Oculus Quest 3 or any other VR headset, we could put it into AR as well, and they're just ways that we can show the same information in a different way. And that's where I feel a lot of the work is being able to digitize and capture reality, bringing all those data sources together to create a single point of experience that people can actually get a sense of what's going on. And I've seen this countless times, like working in education. I've seen students have that aha moment just by being able to move an object around, being supporting academics and seeing how they engage and use these emerging technologies to engage with their students. I've seen engineers use it to disseminate and interrogate their models to make sure that everything is going to be 100% before any brick and mortar goes down. And I get to engage with ministers and other public servants to use this technology to show what our future can bring. So really, it's a very interesting field. It brings a lot of different technologies together, but in the end, it's designed to help people connect with each other and being able to communicate those complex ideas in something that's right in front of you and you can look at with your own eyes. So I hope you enjoyed that one, and I hope to see you around.